What's going on, guys? Let me start this video with a question. Are you a huge sports fan and do you like going to sports games? Well, today you're in luck because I have a promo code for SeatGeek, which is a ticket sharing app that rates each ticket deal you might come across on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being the worst and 10 being the best. Scores more towards 0 show up in red, while scores more towards 10 show up in green. My promo code to get $20 off on SeatGeek is OberSports. You use that code, you get $20 off on any single purchase you want on SeatGeek. With that being said, let's get to the video. What's going on, guys? Jacob Ober here. Today, the Milwaukee Brewers won an incredibly important game. Maybe you could consider it the most important game of the entire season for the Brewers. They had to win the series going into this Cubs series. They had to take at least 2 of 3. They lost the first one, and I pretty much checked out after that. I'm not going to lie. I mean, after that game, I was like, they've got no chance. It's like, I've been kind of thinking that for the past few weeks now. It's just the Brewers have just not been playing good baseball, and that's why you haven't seen a whole lot of Brewers videos on this channel, is because it's so frustrating to watch. It's so hard to watch full games now. It's like, I was able to catch the majority of this one, though, and I mean, it was kind of frustrating for portions of it, but in the end, it had a massive payoff. It's so exciting. Yelich hitting that home run off of Kimbrel, the 3-run bomb to give the Brewers the 4-0 lead. You needed your MVP, and he had been kind of in what you could call a slump. I mean, does Christian Yelich ever really slump? But it's been a slump for Christian Yelich so far. He hasn't been hitting the baseball very well. He hasn't hit a home run in almost 2 weeks until he blasts a 443-foot bomb to center field off of Craig Kimbrel, who the Cubs paid $43 million to. Yeah, it was awesome. It was so fun to see that. It was so, when I watch sports, I want to have fun watching sports. And, even if we lose, and it can be heartbreaking, devastating, if I have fun watching the game, it's whatever. But I just haven't been having a lot of fun watching the Brewers lately. It's just boring and predictable to watch them play baseball, but it wasn't today. They were fun to watch today. They pitched phenomenally, just as they did yesterday. And, your best player in the biggest moment of the game came through against one of the most dominant closers in the league. I mean, you just can't ask for anything better. And, the Brewers now 3 games back of the Cubs for the second wild card. That's probably what the Brewers are looking at here. They're probably not going to be able to get to the division 7 games back of the Cardinals and 8 games back of the first wild card. So the second wild card is really the only option the Brewers have of making the playoffs. They're in a race with a lot of different teams right now, but that was a really, really big punch to the gut for the Cubs and a huge momentum booster for the Brewers. Let's see if they can continue that into the next few days when they play the Astros, and then they play the Cubs again, a weekend series, a 4-game weekend series, and that is, shaping up to be, probably the biggest series of the season so far. We've been saying it over and over again in the month of August and now into September, this is the biggest series of the season for the Brewers. That Cubs series, I can't stress enough how important that series is for the Brewers. I mean, it's just, you gotta go in there and, you got to be able to take, 3 or 4. You'd really like to at least take 3 or 4. And the Brewers can certainly do that. I mean, they've proven today and yesterday that they have the ability to pitch in big games. And, their offense has been hit or miss. But they got big hits when they needed them in that series. And that's really all you're asking for from the Brewers, to get big hits. We'll see what happens going forward. But the Brewers, they are still alive. They still have a heartbeat. And I certainly will be keeping a closer and closer eye on them. But Packers, that's the big story going into this week for sure. And, when the Packers play the Bears on Thursday night, the Cubs and Brewers also play on that night, I will most definitely be watching the Packers over the Brewers on that night. But I'll still be checking in on the Brewers-Cubs score and everything. But, the Packers and the Brewers game, I'm going to be having my predictions for that up sometime in the next day or 2, I would assume. So stay tuned for that, guys. But anyways, thanks for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the Brewers' victory today. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, @OberSports41512, and on Instagram, username Jacob_Ober. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Go Packers, go Brewers.